Hi, my name is Main Blash, and this is World War Prime. That's right, World War Prime. And we are talking about the drafting of females in the military on time of war. Okay? Now, I bet you didn't get this in the campaign with Trump. The military is requiring that women register for selective service so they could be drafted between age 18 and 26. Now, this is the first time this happened. Now, before, women voluntarily going in the military to serve their country, to prove they could do the job, and so forth and so on. And they have proved they could do the job. But this time, when they are drafted, they're not going to be in some comfy office position or just divers or manual work. They're trying to put them on the front line. Okay, I don't know about you. This is probably the first time this happened in the history of warfare that women have been drafted to fight in wartime battles. They say that women have proven themselves to be able to fight in combat. So, what about the women who do not have this capability to fight in wartime battles? Because there are a lot of them from 18 to 26. Okay, a lot of females are not groomed or are not raised in a certain way that other women are raised in to fight battles at wartime in the United States of America. And they're just feeding them to the slaughter. It's not in a woman's nature. I don't believe, and I'm not saying all women, I'm saying it's not in a woman's nature to fight a wartime battle. That's why it's never been done. It's a shock to the system that women fought for this right to be in the military and fight for the country and don't know the ramifications of what they are doing. America was never and never will be ready to send their daughters into battle and lose their daughters. Okay, the women have children. The women have family members. Women have a particular role in this country that requires them to be what their role is. And to lose a woman in a wartime battle is grievous to people that's working with them. Okay, you get to know a woman. You get to know a woman. You get to associate with a woman. Bad enough at wartime, black people. I mean, not black people, but people in general lose friends in wartime, and they cause a great effect on them. Great effect. You talk about Vietnam and how these people went to war, how they lost friends. They came out with PSD and all kinds of mental disease and went crazy on his own civilians when they got home. And this is just going to be another tip in the iceberg of that craziness. Okay, and they talking about putting men with women in the same bunk. Okay, and that is unusual in itself. Some women don't belong on the front lines. It makes no sense. I bet you when you elected Trump that this was never in your thought process. I bet you when you elected Trump that this was never in his campaign. I shall put women in the front lines and they will fight just like men and they will die just like men. Okay? I don't know if I can handle it. I don't know if I can handle my sister going in the military and dying overseas. I don't know if I can handle my mother going in the military when I was a kid and dying overseas. Okay, you might understand and understand that about the fathers, because that's been embedded in us for thousands of freaking years. That the men always went to war and sometimes they never came back. But women not coming back is the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my freaking life. Okay, this is dangerous, like the post said, the the news said about this new law change, and I'm gonna give you a little insight on what they're talking about. And it's crazy, man. I mean, it's like it's no holds bars. I mean, really, it makes me think of why this country is always masculating the women. Okay, all right, they're always masculating the women. Now they got a chance to fight in the front lines. It's an honorable situation, but it's detrimental to the combat brothers that are with them and their families down home. Okay, and as simple as that. Some of these girls had kids out of wedlock and they die overseas. And what happened to the kids? Do they go to foster care? Did the government swipe them up or something like that? I don't know. The woman plays a particular role in society, and personally, I don't believe you should be drafting all of them to from 18 to 26, just coming out of high school. Probably some of them pregnant by the time then, and throwing them inside a war zone. Don't make no goddamn sense. I believe this country has gone too far. Bad enough they separate the men from their children because of courts and child support and welfare. Now they're taking the woman away from the children, and this is very detrimental to the future of America in general. Okay, I don't believe all. I'm not saying all women, but I don't believe some particular women belong in wartime. They won't stand a chance. Okay, and as simple as that. Alright, some women have the mentality to be a warrior. Some women have the mentality to be strong. Some women have the mentality to be effective on the battlefield, but too many of them cannot. That's why they have a choice of going in and going out. But now they don't have a choice. Okay, from 18 to 26, they're trying to bring the draft back. And personally, I'm glad I joined. At my time, I served my country and stuff like that. Proud to serve my country. I wish it was a lot longer, but that's what happens. Okay, I'm gonna get this story real quick. It says House bill requires women to sign up for the draft. The House Republican introduces the bill Thursday, requiring eligible women in the United States to sign up for the military draft, just days after it was recommended by the Marine Corps and the Army. Okay, Rep. Dunk Hunter, R. Califf, and Marine vet, and Rep. Ryan Zeke, R. Mont, a retired Navy SEAL, filed the Draft Americans' Daughters Act to stoke debate over the military history move to fully integrate female troops into the combat roles. If passed, women from 18 to 26 years old will, for the first time, have to join men registering with the Selective Service Program and potentially be forced to fight in future wars. If this administration wants to send 18 to 20-year-old women in combat to serve and fight on the front lines, then the American people deserve to have this discussion through elect representatives, Hunter said in a released statement. On Tuesday, Marine Commander General Robert Neller and Army Chief of Staff General Mark Milley testified to the Senate that they believe there no longer should be an exempt in the draft for half of the country's population now that the military is all exclusive. The Marines and Army, along with other service branches, were ordered by the Defense Secretary Ash Carter to open about 225,000 combat jobs to women candidates. The last remaining occupational specialties that had barred female troops. The decision was made despite research and reservation from the Marine Corps and Special Operations community, and without adequate debate among lawmakers, according to Congress sponsoring the bill. My daughter's a damn good Navy diver. I know women play an invaluable role in war. Many times women can gain access to strategic sites that men never could, Singh said in a release statement. However, this administrative plan to force all frontline combat and special forces to integrate women into their unit is reckless and dangerous, which it validly is. It can cause danger to the platoon and can cause morality problems. Okay, serious morality problems. That's why women was never allowed in warfare. Not saying they couldn't do it, but it affects the role that the female has in America. It affects the men when they see women dying. Okay, and put other people in danger as well. The Marine completes a study last summer that found women get injured more often, perform below males in combat. During the overhearing in the Senate on Tuesday, lawmakers repeatedly referred the study and said they are worried the military could lower standards to accommodate more women in combat occupations and specialties. Which they're basically telling you they don't care if your fucking daughter dies because she's inadequate to be a fucking soldier, and they're just going to throw her out there with a gun so they could die. Take some people with them if possible. Zink said the decision now means the country must contemplate change to the draft. This bill requires women to register beginning 90 days after it is signed into law. This is a very important issue that touches the heart of every family in America, and I believe we need to have an open and honest discussions about it, Zink said. Men who historically filed combat roles are required to register with Select Service when they turn 18 years old in case of draft is again needed. Supreme Court had in the past backed the exemption for women, but only because they were not expected to file crucial combat ranks. Millions of women might now suddenly and unexpectedly be required to register due to the Pentagon's decisions on combat roles. Nella, who initially requested exemption for women in some combat positions, said he thinks it is fair that women now face being called up to wartime service. Every American that is physically qualified should register for the draft, said Nella, who had requested but was denied the exclusion of women in submarine combat roles. So basically, they'll lower the combat requirements because they want your daughter in the military with a gun in their hands, and don't care if they have the technical or the wisdom or the physical capability to survive that war. Only people that don't care about civilians will lower their standards on what a soldier should be and a soldier should not be. When you're in boot camp, you have to go through rigorous tests of qualifying that you are a soldier or not, or you'll be bumped down in boot camp and bumped down until you quit. And it's simple as that. At least that's what the Navy did to other people. Okay? If you're not physically, mentally able to qualify to fight on your country's behalf, the military will not allow you to graduate boot camp. And as simple as that. Okay, and now they're lowering the standards for the women so they could go into combat, which will make them ill prepared, ill ill prepared for any kind of battle, which will lower their capacity or lower the percentage of them surviving the war. Okay, and as simple as that, I think is irresponsible. I think is thoughtless to lower the requirements for a soldier or sailor to serve their country to accommodate their gender roles or their gender. I think is very I believe it hurts the military. It hurts the military. It hurts the people in the military. If they knew that women's combat roles of requiring to be in the military can be lowered. Alright? It don't put much faith in the women in general. And when they get into the birthing or wherever place they go after they blew boot camp and so forth and so on, they put lives at risk. Their very presence puts lives at risk. Okay? Nobody wants to die in the war. Everybody wants to serve the country, but nobody wants to die in the war. Okay? And as simple as that, the war has a possibility of survival percentage. But in my opinion, bringing these ill prepared, ill knowledgeable, ill physically capable women inside the berthing with you inside your ship or inside your platoon or inside whatever you have can cause lives. And I'm not saying all women, because a lot of women are very good leaders and a lot of women are physically able to become warriors. But most women cannot. Okay? And as simple as that. This draft is just going to put a lot of unbeguiled people who graduate from high school into harm's way. They're going to get a gun in their hand and they're going to die on the fucking first day of war. That's all that's going to happen. This is Main Blast. This is World War Prime. Signing off.